That's Moses, stupid.
What's good? God is good. I'm your host, J.DIDIT. Welcome to Thursday Therapies, a podcast for all creators, writers, rappers, poets, artists, activists, Sacramento community therapy session. Today we have Raiin Ali, a Griot visual artist and Pan-Afrikan community organizer whose life and work are dedicated to cultural preservation, ancestral balance, and holistic wellness. As the Minister of Holistic Wellness for Community Movement Builders CMB Neighbor Program, Raiin embodies the art of living with purpose and intention. From leading survival programs to performing as the lead vocalist for the Pan-Funk, her creative and spiritual journey inspires deep reflection and collective healing. Welcome to Thursday Therapies. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've been seeing you around Sacramento and just watching you perform and all the work you do in the community, and it's commendable. I love it. I love it so much. And I came to you a couple months back trying to get you on the show, and I'm just finally glad that the day is here.
Right on time.
Right on time. Absolutely. You. Right on time. Right on time. So how you doing? How's your week been?
It's been good. Busy. Moving, grooving, wiggling.
Constantly. Yep. I see you out there. You've been moving and grooving for sure. Well, thank you for coming on Thursday Therapies. As you know, it's a podcast for bringing awareness to mental health and just a platform, a safe space for you to tell your journey, your story, let others know who you are, you know, what your journey is. And I'm going to ask you some questions and get to know you a little more.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So tell us a little about your early life and what experiences shaped you as a woman and an artist today.
Early life. So I was born in Baltimore, but came over to Cali when I was a baby. My dad's family is all in Maryland, D.C. and Maryland. But my mom's family is out here in California. Was raised in Meadowview.
Okay.
Grew up in the View, you feel me? And
okay.
had I was blessed as a child. I had a roof over my head, I had food on the table, you know. We struggled here and there, you know. My household, you know, I was supported, I was loved, but wasn't, you know, the safest environment. Could be pretty abusive, you know, in the space. But I was really clear, you know, on who I was as a child and could kind of see, you know, the way folks moved around me as a youth, the adults around me, and when they're not doing the right things, you know. I never let it callous me over, though.
Nice.
I just saw it, witnessed it, knew that I had other things to offer into this world, you know. And then as I got older, my world started expanding, started getting greater. Got bullied a lot when I was younger, and then I became the bully's bully, learned how to fight.
That part.
And you know, hip hop though was like a savior in my life from when I was really young, when I felt like I was different and I felt like, you know, why is this world so cold? Why am I losing people close to me? Why, you know, why are things the way that they are? Why are people so uneasy and anxious? And why are they all acting like it's okay? Hip hop was speaking those words into my soul, into my spirit, to let me know that, you know, I'm not alone. You know, sounds of the helicopters out at night. You know, to hear people talk about the things that I was going through on a day-to-day basis and like using it as art, you know, it helped me get through a lot. Yeah, and then I just got into wellness, got into my mom started taking me to yoga, Bikram yoga when I was 7.
Wow.
Just like super hot, you know, 90 minutes, and that was a space really where we could kind of escape, you know, and just be present. There's no music in the room, super traditional, just you know, that piece was kind of my introduction into wellness that guided me into becoming more whole. And then I think that's where it really started to implant the tools that I needed to help people later on.
Dope, dope, dope. That's dope. So, who or what first inspired your passion for art, healing, and community work?
Oh, I got different levels of that, and it's always ongoing, But um, life has been, just life in general has been a big inspiration. My grandmother, Shirley, she transitioned last year. Her and my Aunt Lucille lived to be past 100.
Wow.
My Aunt Lucille was, I believe, 103, 104 when she transitioned. And then my grandmother was in her 90s. And they were both artists. And
Wow.
growing up and like being able to be at my Aunt Lucille's in D.C. and see her beautiful oil paintings of African culture. And then my grandmother in the music and painting as well. And they always represented like our people as a beautiful, representation. And then my grandmother would take me, to the old folks' homes or wherever she was at singing, and she'd just sing her heart out. And that was, I think, my first inspiration for the arts. But my whole family, for generations and generations, are in the arts. My great grandfather was in the Rhythm Ramblers. He was a drummer. My one of my ancestors on my mom's side is Cherokee, from the Cherokee Nation. She's Maria Tall Chief. She was the first native, prima ballerina on colonized Turtle Island. So it's deeply rooted in me and all around me.
That is incredible, because a lot of people don't get to experience that, especially with their grandparents to live that long. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then even with the community organizing, right? My family's all been very active. My great grandfather worked with Martin Luther King.
Wow.
My ancestor on my mom's side's Ely Parker, who was the person who Robert E. Lee of the Confederate Army surrendered to. Not saying that the other side was any better, you feel me? They both had their own agendas to feed the beast we call America. But
right.
That my grandmother worked, did a lot of work with like the NAACP, and then I kind of have taken things a little bit further, just become more radical.
Absolutely. It's much needed. A lot of that's lost, and we definitely need more leaders, trailblazers for sure.
Yeah,
dope.
Sure.
Dope. That's amazing. So, when did you first realize that storytelling and creativity were more than art, that they were your calling?
It's been in me. Again, like I wasn't in the space as a youth to really speak up and use my voice. So I did a lot of just being present, being conscious of what I'm feeling through, the experiences I was having, and just listening, understanding, right? They say you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So I spent a lot of my life listening. But I was anxious, I had this anxiety in my throat because I wasn't able to speak or express myself. And then I got to a certain point where I just, had to express myself in certain ways. I lived in the jungle in Thailand.
Wow.
And I wasn't in a space where anyone spoke English fluently. So I just started writing poetry, and filling book after book after book after book. And then I expressed that poetry to some folks. I was visiting Laos, and I expressed that poetry, and they started crying. And I was like, oh, maybe I got something here. I gotta use this to help people, And I've always been inspired by, hearing other people's experiences and learning from them.
Yeah.
And if throughout my whole chart, right, for folks into astrology, my whole birth chart is all about like storytelling, and more so oral storytelling.
Wow.
On every level. So I think it's just something that's in me. I don't think, a lot of people got a mic in their hands, and sometimes some of those people are supposed to be like drawing or making clothes, or like we all artists. We got to figure out what we're good at, and what our calling is, and I just know that from my experiences, I've been through some shit, and through my experiences and sharing those experiences with folks, that people have been able to benefit and gain from it. So I'm at the age now where I'm just trying to concentrate on like making it more meaningful when I express, right? Using that tool to really like have intention behind my words.
Absolutely, yes, because you do have a story to tell for sure. We all have story to tell, but like you said, some people, can do it in other creative ways. You just have to find your calling and stick to it for sure. And I love that. I love that. That's why we have Thursday Therapies, I want people to tell their story, their journeys, and share their craft for sure, whether it be, open mic, comedy, vocalist, rap, poetry, whatever it is. Definitely activism for sure. It's dope. That's dope. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
What has your personal journey with mental health and healing looked like?
I mean, healing's, again, ongoing process.
Yes.
Right? But until we are healing certain aspects of ourselves, we don't realize how sick we are. When you're not, until you're through it, then you can look back and be like, damn, I really came from that, So when I was really young, I was probably about 6 years old. I had wrote a letter to my mom and asked her if she would take my life.
Oh.
And I was like, I was going through these like feelings of not wanting to be here. And I really meant it. And I remember it so clearly. And that was the only time I ever had, suicidal thoughts or tendencies. But I was really certain on it. I was like very clear in it. Like, this is, this place ain't for me.
Right.
People are lying and they're cheating each other and they're just deceivious and it's just not, this place is not where I'm supposed to be. And, since then, though, I really look at that little girl and I love her, because you don't know when you're in that space, in that mentality, you don't know the beauty that's coming for you, right?
Yeah.
That the creator that your ancestors had paved the way for you, that they have in store for you. And it always gets better. It always gets brighter. We just have to keep pushing, and it's not easy. But my mentality now is like, we got to wake up and just make it happen, make it work, and do it in our way. Be genuine, be kind, be compassionate, be strong in understanding ourselves and who we are. And it doesn't, sometimes it's a wave. It's easier, harder. But at the end of the day, we got work to do here. We're here for a reason. There's a reason why we all keep getting up and making things shake, And that feeling of the unknown can really get to people. But like that doesn't have to defeat us. There could be beauty in that. And I really believe that we're here gifted with individualized perspective, because I do greatly believe that when we transition, we have more of a knowing, more of an understanding, right?
Absolutely.
So we got to like hone in on that individual experience and be grateful that we get to feel, touch, breathe, scream, cry, dance, love, make love, you know what I mean? Be love. Like,
absolutely.
That's a blessing.
We take a lot for granted, we definitely do take a lot for granted until we're on the other side, and that, that empty feeling hits us until, something bad hits you. You're like, I didn't realize it until my mom passed away, and it's been very different, and God's been leading me definitely into healing and being more grateful and living with intention and, lining me with the right people. So that's why I always say, just check yourself, check your mental health for sure. Check yourself, check your mental health. We all have it, and it's not linear, and it is up and down, highs and lows, but continue to show up. Like you said, we all have a purpose. We got to get up and contribute to what we have going on here.
Right. And we got to build together.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of talk about like this rest is resistance movement, and it's some bullshit, to be honest, because it's like, yeah, we got to rest, but we can't use it as an excuse.
Absolutely.
To not show up.
Right.
And be in community and like give back what, we all have different levels of capacity.
Right.
But if all of us were giving something back, God's gonna take it.
Right.
Whether we give it back or not.
That part.
So you might as well choose how you give it back.
Absolutely. That part. Well said for sure. So, as someone who holds space for others, how do you manage your own emotional and mental wellness?
Um,
Because you do a lot out there. You got a lot going on.
right. And last year was hard for me, right? I lost my apartment doing community work. Um, that's right, when my grandmother transitioned, a whole lot was happening. Um, we were running 12 plus programs out of a 1-bedroom house because the community just kind of left us hanging.
Wow.
We were showing up, we had this big space, we were running programs, we lost that space, a lot of people left.
Wow.
And we kept 12, we had actually 14 programs going out of that space, out of that 1-bedroom house.
Wow.
We had 14 students with our school. We were running grocery program, free food program. We were running all these programs, right, with no space. And that was really hard. I'm still kind of recovering from that. But I just am disciplined, right?
Yeah.
We always have time. We be scrolling on our phone 15 minutes, you feel me? That's the time for you to meditate.
Yeah.
If we sit down and meditate 20 minutes a day, that's guaranteed to reset our nervous system. You hit this fraction of a microsecond to where your nervous system resets.
Yeah.
So if you sit down and meditate, whether you thinking about what you're supposed to be thinking about or not, like you are guaranteed, just sit down, no technology, just be present. You're guaranteed to hit that. So it's about creating practices that turn into habits, that turn into lifestyle, right? That turns into just who you are, your identity. And having, a couple times a year, I do like a 6-week big detox where I do a full, real cleanse, and then those practices kind of stick with me throughout the rest of the year. But knowledge too, right? We have to educate ourselves. The more you know, the more you do.
Yeah.
And the more I learn about wellness in order to help other people, the more I have to be at that same level of discipline. I can't go around telling people,
Right.
you should do this and do that if I don't practice it myself.
Right.
So I also understand that our wellness is connected, and our fight for our wellness right now is really connected in the fact that in this American society, right, that the government is trying to kill us. Like, that's the greatest genocide that's happening right now on African and indigenous people on this land, is that they're attacking our wellness.
Right.
They're attacking our mental health, like they have been. We have up to 20 generations of our ancestors in our DNA in our cells.
Yeah.
So we have 20 generations of healing to do as African, as indigenous people, right? We have to heal 20 generations.
Right.
That's where all this our mental health issues are coming from.
Absolutely.
And these Europeans here, descendants of the colonizers, have to understand that they have those tendencies in their cells as well.
Right.
They talk a lot about not taking accountability for something they didn't do, but it's in you. It's in your DNA. That's why when we on the sidewalk, you don't get out my way. You expect me to get out yours.
Right.
I'll shoulder check you because I'm not my ancestors. We're
Right.
coming from that.
Right.
And we're checking not just a simple walk by, but we're checking how we need to move and understand that you don't own, right, this space. You don't own parts of me. You don't own, this world. We work within the world together.
Absolutely.
But it's about discipline, man. Like choosing, making, reading the ingredients of our food. Small changes lead to greater things, making sure we make time. I go and do my float tanks, and I do my meditations, and I do my breath work, and I do my clean eating, and I've sacrificed a lot to prioritize that, right?
Yes, absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm working on that myself. Like I said, I had to hit rock bottom, and I was checked out for a while after my mom passed away, and my body was so weak where I couldn't even open a water bottle, and I'm just like, I shouldn't be living like this. I got a lot of life left in me, and I knew my mom had a lot of life left in her too, but I was just like, why did she have to go so early? I just didn't understand it. And it's just from that. It's from the food we eat, and not taking care of ourselves and not being disciplined, and, really just checking out on the TV, watching too much TV, and really, not really taking care of our wellness, but, living in that vicious cycle. And so I was like, I have to make a change. I have to make it different. I have kids. I want to be able to live longer. And so it's hard work. that discipline is hard work, like you said, but it has to be like small changes at a time, because I'm working on my food intake right now and really being mindful in what I'm eating, and cutting out a lot of processed food, and really getting ready to cut out meat altogether.
Yeah.
You know, and go back plant-based.
And meat isn't always bad from my perspective.
Right.
Everyone has their own thing.
Right.
But we just have to make sure we're eating clean food.
Exactly.
Because they put in these hormones and antibiotics and preservatives in our food. They're injecting the animals with this stuff, and they're feeding them BS. That's all going to go into us. And then they torture them when they kill them. You know, it's like, you got to, you know, I do eat fish, but getting our stuff from sustainable sources.
Right.
It's hard because the oceans are polluted, everything's polluted, but so is the land, you feel me?
Exactly.
Like, and we just have to do what we have to do, supplement for things that we can't get in our food anymore.
Yeah.
But it's just about eating clean stuff, like making sure, because it does affect us, right? Like, this stuff that they're feeding us is found in, like, paint thinner and glue, and it's like,
crazy.
Why is this in our food?
Right.
Because they're intentionally trying to kill us.
Because
there's ways to preserve our food naturally.
Right.
And they're adding all these chemicals in our food and telling us it's okay. It's not okay. We have to really understand, like, if we're not reading our ingredients and, like, making sure we're incorporating whole fruits, whole vegetables, right, drinking water, making sure that we have minerals in our body. They're trying to kill us, you know.
They are trying to kill us.
And they're being successful.
Right.
Because our parents are passing away.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they're passing away. And it's like, why are they living to be in their 50s and 60s, 70s?
Yeah, they should be here longer.
It's not natural. It's not normal. Our life expectancy should be going up, not going down.
Right. That part. Wow, that was deep. So what stigmas around mental health do you see most often in the Pan-African community, and how do you shift that?
Well, specifically in the organizing community, right, is that there's too much work to be done to really take care of ourselves. We're blessed, right, in the space at CMB Neighbor Program to have elders that come in that are veteran Panthers, original Panthers. So we have quite a few that are actually members of Community Movement Builders now, that are, you know, coming into the space to guide us and to, you know, teach us and allow us the space to not make their mistakes, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of them, and they don't talk about it often, right? But now a lot of them are talking about it now more, how much they had to sacrifice in order to be there for the people.
Yeah.
Right? And they sacrifice, a lot of the women, especially menstruating people, especially, like, they sacrifice a lot of reproductive issues. They're having, you know, they had a lot of, like, infertility. They had a lot of, even down to, like, you know, painful menstrual cycles and, like, you know, just not taking care of the body. Now they're having a lot of, like, hysterectomies at their age, right? And being told that they have to do that. And that's where all these attacks are coming from on the food and the water and everything, right?
Yeah.
That's where it goes for menstruating people. It's going to show up as fibroids, endometriosis, infertility, low libido. It shows up as right, and they try to tell us, like, oh, fibroids are normal. They're not normal.
Not at
These
all.
cysts on our ovaries are not normal, and that's all caused from our environment, from our food, our body products, our health products, our vitamins, our supplements. It's all contaminated. We have to be mindful of what's in everything. Everything should be third-party tested, right, when it comes to our supplements, so that we know that there's not going to be chemicals in it that are causing these issues.
Right.
But to get back to your question, I know I'll be going off on my
It's
tangents.
okay. I love it. I'm all for it. You know, educate us, please.
But the biggest thing is, like, in the Pan-African organizing spaces, or even in the African Black organizing spaces in general, is that our people are dying, right? And we are at war right now, right?
Right.
There's attack on us, and there always, you know, has been since we were, you know, brought over here. but we have to prioritize our health and wellness, right, in order to fight, because we can't fight unless we're clear. Even, with even as simple as like the gut, right? When our gut's imbalanced, we all have parasites, bacteria, fungus in the gut, right? And all of those things can send neurotransmitters to the brain.
Yep.
And they directly tell us what to think and how to feel, to move left instead of moving right. You feel me? They tell us what to do. So how are we going to defeat empire? How are we going to cause death to America if we over here not even clear because we got parasites in our stomach telling us that our donut up the street is more important, right, than what we are conscious on right now.
Right.
It's not okay.
It's not.
We are eating garbage, and we are in turn, right, putting out garbage, and that garbage is division within our own community. Right. That's all caused from how we're taking care of ourselves.
Divide and conquer, for sure.
Right. Because I don't care if my sister is coming at me foul, right? I'm at a point now where I'm practicing to love them and have patience with them and compassion with them, because they're not our enemy.
Yeah, no.
Right?
No.
That's not my enemy.
Not at all. They're going through the same struggle we're going through.
Right. They're just expressing it differently.
Absolutely.
So it's my job to be clear. It's my job to be well, and to, as a organizer, right? If people are calling themselves organizers,
right,
activists, right?
Yes,
I don't call myself an activist. I call myself an organizer, because there's too many people that are activists that are not taking action,
right,
that are for the show, that are doing it for, for clout.
Right.
I'm organizing. I'm with my people, right? I struggle with my people.
Up every day.
Yes.
Yes.
Every day. Every single day.
Rain or shine. Sleet or snow.
Every single day. We there.
Right.
For these babies, with these babies, for the community, right? If I'm going through something, I'm showing up more, because that's my people.
Even on the bad days.
Yeah, they got
Absolutely.
me.
Yes.
We building family. We building trust.
Yes.
Yes. And, even when the community let you down, it's cool. Keep going. Show up.
Yep.
They'll get it together.
Yes, that's dope. Yes, continue to show up. So you serve as the Minister of Holistic Wellness with Community Movement Builder. What does that mean to you personally?
It's a heavy title.
It is.
It's a responsibility.
Right.
And it's a reminder that I need to be doing what I'm here to do. Again, in the organizing space, in the Panther space, right? There wasn't a ton of stuff on wellness. There was a lot of, they had their own ambulances and stuff like that. That's crazy, but
wow.
Yeah, we trying to get there.
Wow.
We trying to become fully sovereign.
Right.
We can get there.
Yes.
With the resources that we have now, we can get there, but people too worried about things that don't matter.
Right.
If we came together as African people, right, we could easily have everything that we need within our own communities. But yeah, it's a strong title. And my sister and my brother in the space, Jordan McGowan and Melissa Charles, they really remind me to, hold myself accountable, right? I have a bar: if you love me, be critical. I can't breathe when I'm coddled. So we gotta really tell our friends when they're not doing the right things, right? Because we got a lot of whack artists out here, and they friends hyping them up, and y'all look silly. Just know there's some people on the other end of that camera, right, looking at the videos y'all put out, looking at your music, and laughing.
Wow.
Because it's your friends not telling you to do better. When I started music, my uncle and my little brother were like, I see you, keep going. Very kindly.
Wow. Very kindly. Keep it real, though. Keep it real, raw in the cut. Let me know. Please let me know.
Right. So again, last year was so hard on me. I'm still healing my nervous system from that. But it's a reminder that every day I have a responsibility to be well for my people.
Yeah.
And that I am the best guinea pig, because I had sickness growing up. I was, deathly asthmatic.
Wow.
Still am, right, if I'm not taking care of myself. So I had to get to a place of okay, if I'm not doing something right, I know my body's going to shift, and I'm going to have a painful menstrual cycle.
Wow.
Or I'm going to have my emotions all twisted. So yeah, that is a reminder for me to show up for the babies too in that way.
Yeah.
Right. And if I'm not well, how can I expect them to want to treat their bodies with respect, their minds with respect, to love themselves, right?
Right. Yeah, that's a tough position. That is a very tough position because, like you said, even you're human. You're still human, but you still have to show up. You still have to show up, you know.
I can't call in sick.
Right. That part. But it's just like nobody's coming for you, and that's what we have to realize as humans. You know, if you hear, you got to put in. You got to put in work. You know, you got to show up for yourself, but you also have people out there looking up to you for sure. So
We all do.
yeah,
Right? We all do. Everybody got somebody that love them.
right.
Everybody does.
That part.
Yeah.
So you help lead over 12 survival programs. Can you share on these programs? How are they helping to build community power?
So, Thomas Sankara talks about in a lot of his speeches, right, to create mutual aid only in a sense that mutual aid will come to an end, right? So we call our programming survival programs because we are not here to just hand out food. Right? We have a grocery program, free food program that we've been doing for years, licensed through the food bank, and we give out food to the community. But they also gonna get this word, they gonna get this politics. So I go out, right? One time I went out and I talked to the people and I'm like, y'all gotta show up to these other programs.
Yeah.
If you show up to the programs, you get to go in front in the lines. You know, we want to see y'all at the farm.
Right.
Our babies are farming, right? They learning regenerative farming practices. They know how to grow food from the concrete up.
Wow.
Why can't y'all show up and learn with these babies, learn from these babies? You feel me? And I went in, gave a whole speech. Somebody reported me to the food bank, saying this woman came out and was telling us, you know, that we need to grow our own food.
Wow.
And that they're not going to be there forever. And I'm like, you look silly because I'm not getting paid for this.
Right.
They don't hire me. I'm not working for the food bank.
Wow.
Right? All that's going to happen from you complaining is they're going to terminate our agreement and y'all not getting nothing after that.
And yeah,
so you look silly.
People ruin it for others.
They
And
ruin it.
That's the sad part about it, is because you want to
ruin it.
continue to get something for free, but you don't want to put the work in.
That's it. And that's the whole point, right? That's why all of Community Movement Builders, right? We have 9 chapters across the colonized Turtle Island. So all of our programming is called survival programs because we are making an attempt to organize our community, to educate ourselves, to learn together, to grow in order to come to a sustainable point to where we don't need to beg.
Yeah.
Right? I'm done begging.
Right.
I'm done asking people of this, right, of colonized Turtle Island, of the U.S. government for anything.
Yeah.
That's not our government.
Right.
They came here and they told us that we have to abide by these laws that they came up with, right,
Yeah.
to deepen their pockets.
Yeah.
And to strip from the land, to practice neocolonialism and imperialism on other continents, especially in Africa, right?
Yeah.
So we have to, you know, when we're practicing mutual aid, even in a small sense, even in the sense of I'm doing a wellness check on my friend, how are we helping them get to a sustainable place without us? Because it's not about us.
Right.
We have to live for the next 7 generations,
Exactly.
right? It's not about me. It's not about your legacy.
Right.
Fuck your legacy. Fuck your last name. Fuck all of that.
Right.
It's not about that.
I love
And
it.
like, love your kids, pour into your kids, but your kids have to know that you ain't doing this for them.
Right.
You doing this for their great grandchildren
part.
that they never gonna meet.
That part. Absolutely.
Cause our ancestors did.
Yeah.
And now we looking like a fool over here saying, I'm going to do for mine, I'm going to get mine, I'm going to build mine up. I don't care about y'all.
That's wild.
Right? That's wild.
That's wild.
That's wild. People died for us to be here right now.
Absolutely. Wow.
People risked everything for us to be alive right now. Our ancestors sat on those boats
Yeah.
this close to each other, right? and survived that for us to be here right now.
Yeah.
And y'all gonna tell me, fuck your neighbor? Like,
Wow.
right? Because they didn't work for it. Because they didn't get the same opportunities you got. Come on, man.
That's sad. That's really
Come
sad.
on.
That's the world we live in right now.
Right.
That is. That's sad. So tell us about the Malcolm X Academy for African Education. What makes this K-8 Liberation Center school so important?
It's beautiful, man. So
It is.
it's beautiful. So it's definitely, and I'm happy you brought it up because it's our most important survival program, right? I talk about the food. Who cares about the food, right? Like we need to eat, yeah,
No,
but
we
people
do.
gonna
We
figure
care
out how to
about the
feed
food.
themselves eventually, you know, if they're forced to. But education,
Yes.
right? These babies, we're in our 4th year, and we are finally at a place, right, where we are option A for these families that are coming in.
Nice.
These families are treating us with respect and love, and they're showing up.
I love that.
And they are, we're not plan B, C, D, right? They're there. They're showing up. They're cooking lunch and bringing lunch. They're picking up groceries, right? Because we expect our families to contribute, not financially. It's a free school. But we expect families to contribute in showing up and being volunteers in the space.
I love that.
Right. And it's really beautiful to see the families coming in now and mirroring the politic that's happening in the space.
Yeah.
Right. They uplift what we're doing with the babies because we're creating, right, self-sustaining, self-driven children.
Yeah.
Right. And the parents are telling us already, you know, like, yeah, the new babies are like, oh, yeah, they're asking to wash the dishes and clean this and help me pick up that. And when I got something in my hand, they take it from me. And I'm like, yeah, because that's how it should be. They should want to show up and help.
Absolutely.
They should want to do their homework.
Right.
They should want to, right? They should want to read.
Right.
Right? I didn't want to read until I was an adult.
Right.
They should want to read.
Wow.
Right? And they should get excited about it, that they can do these things. They should know that they can do anything that they want to do, right? And this school, right, is modeled after the Black Panther Party's Oakland Community School, the Zapatista School, and the Freedom Schools that the indigenous peoples have created. And it's a beautiful space, right? My brother Jordan McGowan, my brother DJ, and Mel were the founders of it, started it up. I moved out the 2nd semester that it started. I was working in San Diego at the time, doing community work there and finishing up grad school. So yeah, I came back up and moved back to SAC for the school, right? And these babies are, it's working, man. Like they still want to, like, you know, paint their nails and dress up and, you know, play sports and do kid things and play in the dirt and do kid things, but they also know who they are. They know who their enemy is and they speak on it. They stand on it. They'll educate people. You ask one of our babies what neocolonialism, they'll shoot out a definition and some references, you feel me? Like they will tell you what's what, and they'll do it with pride. Yes. And that pride is something that a lot of our people are getting back to, but it's what we do with that pride. Yeah. We have to be proud people. But we have to take that pride and put it into action, right? We can't just be proud and dance and do art and you know, be free. Right. It's like, nah, that's not freedom. Right. Right? Freedom is when we take that feeling and we act on it and we come together and we utilize it as a tool, as a resource for one another. Yes. Right? So these babies know how to do that. They know what their community needs and they know how to serve them and how to help them get to where they need to be. Right? Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. I just, how are you guys expanding? You know, I just love it.
So we actually have, like I said, 9 chapters across, right? Nationally, we have 9 chapters, and we have a chapter in Dallas through Community Movement Builders, and they opened up a Malcolm X Academy after school program. Nice. Atlanta is opening up a Saturday school soon. Nice. A Malcolm X Academy Saturday school. So we're taking this blueprint, right, and we're sharing it. So they use the curriculum that my sister Mel has put together and condensed and formulated. So these babies are learning farming. They're learning Swahili. They're learning holistic wellness with me,
Yes.
right? These babies know what environmental epigenetics is on a scientific level. They know what how to heal generational trauma on a
Yes.
cellular level through food and meditation and breath work and movement. They're learning self-defense. They do boxing. They do martial arts.
Love it.
And they learn their core skills too. They learn their math and their science and their current events. Like their social studies are learning about the Sahel states,
Yeah.
right? And what they're doing right and what they could be doing better even, right? They are conscious of their community and they love their community, right? They know that we are all different and they know to not practice sexism and how to stand up against racism. They know how to not practice transphobia and homophobia, right? They know that we are all, right, as African Indigenous people, like that we need to come together and love each other, right? Through the one simple fact that we are all oppressed, we are all under attack.
We are.
Right. That's it. That's all that matters.
Wow. So how, if say I wanted to enroll my daughter today, how would I go about doing that?
You would fill out an interest form so there's an interest form on our Instagram. We're not recruiting this semester.
Okay.
Maybe next semester if we get people in the space, right? Like we need teachers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a
more
full
teachers.
Yeah, it's a full community school. So we have Isaiah Guerrero is the guitarist from Nisi Cuckoo, the Pan Funk, right? And he is the baby's music teacher.
I love it.
Right? And he's one of the dopest like guitarists that have ever walked this earth. You feel me? Like he's up there.
Yeah.
Their art teacher, right, is Akasanya Cambone, right? Veteran Panther, part of the Oak Park Four.
Wow.
Right. They're, hopefully we can get Mama C in again to do some Swahili with them, right?
Yeah.
Like their teachers are these outstanding community people, right? Like they're just out there, incredible people. But we just need people in the space, more people in the space. What we need first right now is just more volunteers in the space. They have a dance teacher, their photography teachers, Katis today. A lot of community folk in the space that are helping this grow. We just need more people showing up, helping out with the core skills. And it's a volunteer space, right?
Yeah.
We've had even a couple people recently tell us that, come out and get upset that they didn't get what they wanted out of the space and their labor was abused. And it's like, you came to volunteer for the people,
Wow.
Nobody's benefiting from this except for the babies. Maybe the babies are. And I am too, because being in the space, like it fulfills you. But, we are doing this school for free.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't see how anybody can complain.
Right.
Wow.
You feel me? So, yeah, we just gotta get some more folks in the space. But there's an interest form on the Instagram.
Oh, okay.
That folks can fill out, and then that way we have your information there. And case by case basis, like if a baby's being abused in a school or something like that, because our babies are.
Yeah.
Like whether we hear about it or not, if your baby is in a public school and they are African, like they are being abused.
Right.
They are. They are not being told the truth. They are being fed lies. They are having to recite stuff that is nonsense, right? And to memorize nonsense. That's not going to benefit them in the future.
Right.
So, yeah, we have to get our babies out of the school.
Yeah.
It's a matter of life or death for them.
Educate them, for sure.
Yeah, we
on a
have to
different level.
have them in our own schools, our own spaces.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, as a griot and a visual artist, how does your art reflect your spiritual and ancestral connection?
I've been becoming more and more mindful of the art I'm creating. I started off just like painting and like, speaking words, doing poetry, and because it was an expression of what I was feeling and a reflection of the environment around me, of the fight that I'm in right now.
Like a release.
Yeah. But now I'm moving more into a guided space. A piece I'm working on right now, painting, is of Mboya Nahanda. Nahanda was a revolutionary fighter from Zimbabwe in the 1400s. And before then, her spirit had possessed different women throughout about 400 years. And she, 1400s, 1800s. I'll get you the info, the correct dates. But she fought the British. It was 1800. So from 1400 to 1800, her spirit had possessed different women. In 1800, the last Nahanda was possessed by this spirit, and she became a revolutionary that fought against the British.
Wow.
Trying to colonize Zimbabwe, which they did. And they eventually captured her and lynched her. They murdered her and they hung her. There's a couple stories. The one that I feel is more true is they tried to hang her, and it took them 3 tries to do so. She had a medicine pouch on her. When they took the medicine pouch off of her on the 3rd try, they were successful. And they hung her, and then they stole her skull. So they have her skull at the Natural History Museum in the UK right now. And I'm working on a painting to try to bring awareness to the fact that we need to get her skull along with 21 other revolutionary skulls that they have in that museum that need to go home and be laid to rest. Right. And her spirit hasn't been able to possess another person because I don't believe she's at rest.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah,
it's
deep.
No, that is definitely moving with intention, though. You know, because a lot of people are here just living day to day and not really digging deep, with their ancestry and really just living here on the surface.
Right.
But that's deep.
Yeah, y'all gotta pick up a book, man.
Yeah, please.
I can hear it in your bars.
Yes.
Like y'all don't read, man.
Man. Oh,
y'all don't read.
Wow.
Y'all gotta read. And stop getting your information from Instagram. You feel me? Like, pick up a book.
Wow.
Come to a book study. We got a book club.
Okay.
Come to a book club.
Yes.
Come study.
Yes. Come study.
Come get some political education.
I love that. I love that. I love that, though. No, that's dope because, educate us. Please let us know. If we don't know, we don't know. But if you're not learning, you're dead. That's what I think. Like, your mind is dead. What is it focused on? It's not focused on anything. It's focused on garbage.
Right.
So I'm just like, wow. I'm learning every day. If I don't learn something every day, then I'll force myself to find something to learn about.
Yeah, it's
just
critical.
It is. It's very critical. So Afro-Futurism is a major part of your philosophy. What does Afro-Futurism mean to you personally?
To me, it's combining the past, right? Like our tradition, our struggle, our history, our truth, with the possibility, right, of what's to come. So creating a new world with that deeply rooted foundation.
Yes.
To put it simply.
Yes.
Right. 7 generations from now, looking what we can take. What's in this, what's here now, what can we take in here and put it into practice so that we can envision a greater existence. And it even goes into like us having to maintain that that knowledge, that existence, that foundation, and teach those younger than us, right? And then learn, make things intergenerational.
Yeah.
Because we have to have this balance, right? Of where we're going and where we've been. And a lot of the young folks now, like I say, I'm in my mid-30s. I know I'm still young, I'm still youthful, but like a lot of the young folks now that have been raised on technology, because we weren't raised with technology, that's a huge difference. Even one generation after us is like a whole world of a difference because they're raised with technology. So it's just a matter of like guiding them through this and becoming more focused, right? A lot of them are like so hung up on like verbiage, the things that we speak, and even how we identify, right?
Yeah.
I was raised that we are human, right? Like that there are men, women, two-spirited beings as well, right? And no disrespect to anyone, but like my world, my vision of it was so simple. You are, who you identify as, and I love you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You love who you love, and I love you.
Yes.
But I think that, and this is just as an example, you know, there's a lot of energy going into the separateness, right? Like, and if you come to me, tell me who you are, how you identify, who you love, I'm gonna love you in it. But we gotta get some work done too.
Yeah.
You know, or how we move on social media, right? The words that we use on there. If somebody needs to get checked, they need to check them. If somebody's practicing hate, we need to check them.
Yeah.
If somebody's not supporting you because of how you identify, we need to check them.
Yeah.
But we also need to not dig too deeply into how folks are coming at us with microaggressions and things like that. We got a bigger purpose to fulfill.
Absolutely.
So we have to, you know, I think with those that are raised with technology, we have to kind of guide them into it's okay, you know, get up early.
Yeah.
Get off your phone at night. Get off your phone in the morning. Don't look at your phone. We shouldn't look at our phone for an hour at least after we wake up.
Right.
When we go to bed, we should have like an hour, right, of no technology, right? Go to sleep with no TV on, no phone, none of that, because it's frying our brains, and that's why I think these younger generations can't wake up early.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying 6 a.m., but wake up and do some work.
Yeah.
Get ready. Take time with your day. Shower, right? Like, eat food.
Absolutely.
And then maybe you'll have an hour, right, to do that extra work.
Right.
A lot of people, I say this because a lot of people are like, for a grocery program to come help volunteer, I got to be there at 8:30. That's too early. And it's like, what are you doing with it?
Right.
What are you doing?
8:30 seems a little late, you know?
We can get there. We can do it.
Yeah.
Once a month, you can do it.
Yeah.
You know, you can get up and make it happen, but it's going to take...
Contribute. Please contribute.
And we need the young people in the space.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because y'all got the real vision for what this life is going to look like for the next generations, because I'm at the point where I'm right?
Right.
I'm just here to support and guide, right? Right now, I'm an elder in training.
Yeah, and the baby's still babies, so we need that in between. Yeah.
We need that in between.
Wow.
We need y'all showing up. The people in their 20s, like, we need the soldiers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Young adults, like, we need some soldiers. Because I'm tired of being a soldier, man. Yeah. I'm trying to train to be an elder now.
Yeah.
I'm in my mid-30s. I should be spending the next 15 years studying to guide.
Yeah.
That's what I should be doing.
Wow.
I'm tired of being a soldier. We need soldiers in the space. We need people in their 20s coming in to fight.
Yes, come on, soldiers, stand up,
soldiers.
please. Come on, come on. So I'm going to switch the gears a little bit. So you shared a little bit earlier about some of your coping skills, but what are some other personal self-care or grounding practices you practice?
So I definitely do the 20 minutes, right? 20 minutes a day, meditation.
Okay. That's good.
Breath work. I eat good. I eat whole foods, right? Clean foods, organic. I try to go to like farms and gardens, places, people that I know to get the food, because it has higher nutrients, right? When you have good soil, you can have higher nutrients in your food. I work with herbs. I study martial arts. I teach martial arts.
Yes.
I think that there's always some type of movement people need to do.
Yes.
Some type of like somatic movement people need to do where it connects your mind and your body, whether it's yoga, qigong, meditation, like light movement, right? Walking with intention.
Yes.
Right? Some type of somatic movement, and then some type of like types of active movement, right? We got to do cardio.
Yeah.
Something to get your heart rate up, whatever that looks like for you. We got to do something that's going to help with your balance, right? As we get older, we need to make sure that we can balance properly. So that could be, again, yoga. It could be certain types of functional movement, right? And then something that's going to strengthen your muscles.
Right.
Okay. So those are the 3: active, and then the somatic movement.
Yeah.
We need nutrition, right? We need whole foods, whole fruits, whole vegetables. We got to be mindful of the packaging that our food's coming in. We're all exposed to microplastics, just as inevitable at this point right now, but you could do your best to not use too much plastic, especially because it puts it back in the earth. Clean water. Water's a huge thing. I think everyone's dehydrated because we're not getting minerals in our water anymore.
Right.
I use trace minerals to add to my water because it's not in the soil anymore. Unfortunately, our soil is going to die in like 50 years. Wow. We got like 50 years left of our soil.
Wow.
So we have to add trace minerals to our water. Taking minerals in forms of like sea moss and shilajit, sea salt. I use Celtic sea salt. That's the only salt I use. And then herbs, right? Like herbs are the first medicine.
Yeah.
That's where Tylenol came from, right? That's where ibuprofen came from.
Right.
Right? We gotta get back to like our herbs. And if people are like, oh, herbs don't work, it's because you eating garbage and it can't work.
Right. That part.
So we gotta, change our diet, and then the herbs, I promise you they will work. If I if you start eating a little cleaner, I give you some lemon balm and some blue vervain mixed together, guarantee that knock you out. You got some sleep problems, blue vervain and lemon balm together. It's like a tranquilizer. It'll knock you out quick. So, and then nutrition, herbs and supplements, movement, breath work, meditation, chanting, right? Let it out. It's that vibration, right, is science. Right. The ohms and the ahs and the woos, right? Like that's all vibration, and it actually does scientifically alter the chemistry in your brain to make you happier.
That's amazing.
So you can trick yourself into being happy. You feeling depressed, anxious, you can trick yourself in 20 minutes to being happy and get out of it.
You can.
You can.
Yeah, that's what they always say. It's just, it'll pass. It shall pass. That negative feeling, it'll pass, And to learn all this and unlearn all the negative, that we've been taught our entire life is amazing. It's incredible. It takes time. It takes time. But you're worth it.
Man, you are. Worth it. You are. You are. And these practices, right? All these things, I know I'm saying that I do a lot, but it hasn't been easy, and I haven't done it overnight.
Right.
Right. I started studying wellness and like doing wellness practices. Right. The yoga started at 7.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then from there, right? Like I really started getting into like healing my body in my 20s.
Yeah.
Right. I was tired of doctors telling me I was just sick, and that's just how life's gonna be.
Wow.
Cool, bet.
Right.
Prove you wrong.
Overcome that shit.
Overcome that shit.
Yes. So, what does legacy mean to you, especially in the context of your art and organizing?
To me, legacy is not about a person, right?
Right.
It's about an energy. Right. This tune, the Pookie's sister's cousin's AT's new work off my last project with Marcus Murray called Yellow Dress, right? The hook is, and once there's nothing left, no babies being sold, no niggas being hung, and hell is running cold. My essence will be all that's left, because spirit's never gone. My truth sprinkled in the dirt, new consciousness calls home. Right?
Wow.
That's it right there. I know that I will be here in an essence, right? In a feeling.
Absolutely.
Because energy never goes away, right? It only transfers into something else. Wow. So it's how we live, is how we're leaving a reflection on the earth.
How you pass on your energy.
Right, that's it. The plants, the trees, the birds, the bees, the water, the air, the land, right? Humanity. That's how humanity is going to look in 100 years is how you're moving right now.
Wow.
You're in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So if you could leave one message to the next 7 generations walking this land, what would it be?
I love you.
Yes.
That's it. I love you. And I really hope and pray that that we found a way to honor you, to set you up for success, and that you don't have to learn through making the same mistakes that we've made. that you're able to fight for something greater, that we haven't deepened the hurt on this earth. And you're having to dig yourself out of that. I hope and pray that this world rebuilds itself, that there's new growth happening from the destruction that's been created, and that you're able to honor us in that sense, and that Africa is free. I pray and hope that Africa is free. I know it will be, but I hope that you get to see it, right? I hope that you get to live in a free Africa, a world where Africa is free, yes. Where indigenous folks have their land back, right? My mom is Seneca, Cayuga, and Cherokee, and my dad is African. So I'm really heavy on that connection, right? That we have to come together, and I think that's heavier on the indigenous side, because African people on this land are more oppressed. Yeah. There's nobody in this colonized Turtle Island that is more oppressed than the transgender African woman, right? And we have to recognize our privilege as indigenous people, that until the African transgender woman is free, that nobody else is free. Right. That indigenous folks are not free. Yeah. Right. That people of color are not free. Right. Yeah. So African liberation means liberation for all.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on Thursday Therapies. Let's switch gears. I know you have some music. Yeah. Some music. What's the name of your track?
Pookie's cousin, sister's
Pookie's
cousins, AT's new work.
Sister's cousins, AT's new work. Hey, I love that. Okay, you just said that. Yes. Okay. That's dope. So we're gonna listen to it, let the people hear about it, and then reflect on it. And you're amazing. I just love it. I love the episode. I love the flow. I love everything about you. And I'm just learning so much about you.
Appreciate you. I love you.
And with you.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Yes, I love you too. Yes.
This space. Yeah. Yes. And I love everything you're doing, however we can help.
Absolutely.
Let us know too. Let's build.
Yes, let's build and continue to grow, Yeah. Absolutely. And heal those generations. Yeah. Pass on good energy.
Man.
Yes. I'm all about it.
Mom says nothing left, no babies being sold,
Marcus
no
Murray.
babies being hung, and hell is running cold. My ancestors
916.
never gold. My truth is sprinkled in the dirt. New consciousness.
We write in the purest form of history. Anything else ain't gonna be sustained. Opportunity never comes, so how will your story be told?
My truth is sprinkled in the dirt.
What's in an intention when motives ain't pure? Now they sitting on their deathbed and they wishing for a cure. Coming back into this world, lost lives forgotten. How many apples you gon' test before you realize they all rotten? When you peep your reflection, can you hold your own gaze? If not, what's it inflicting? Are you scared of the pain? Hurt people, so what you putting in that mic? Seeking them to be your equal while I sacrifice my life. Didn't get a seat at the table, so I built my own. I said, fuck a folding chair, I got more purpose in this home. With every ounce of breath, I will create until I'm gone. Documenting your movement, so be mindful how it's told.
And one says nothing left, no babies being sold, no niggas being hung, and hell is running cold. My essence will be old as left, cause spirit's never gone. My truth sprinkled in the dirt, new consciousness calls home.
Your prayer's too small, we got potential in our spells. Everything you express is the truth the world will tell. Filling gaps of nonsense, normalized, and I'm compelled to give creator my all while y'all tucked into a shell. 7 generations deep, all my people in my heart. Even you and you who don't know where to start. Yeah, everything you need. I love the weirdo that you are. Up to you to understand, there's no need to look afar.
And once there's nothing left, no babies being sold, no niggas being hung, and hell is running cold. My essence will be all that's left, cause spirit's never gone. My truth sprinkled in the dirt, new consciousness calls home.
You know, a lot of motherfuckers got a lot to say about what hip-hop is. So I'ma give you my 2 cents. Hip-hop is the practice of actively expressing and documenting our past, our present, and our future. It is the voice of the oppressed, demolition of the wicked, lifeline of the rebellious, breath in my lungs. Be home when the street lights come on. I'ma meet you tomorrow at 3 at the cherry tree, not the one next to the one with the spiky balls and the leaves that fall in the spring. Slapping a knee when you hella weak. I'll see you when you see me. Habaria Asabuhi at 7:30 p.m. Yo, you hear about Pookie's cousins, sisters, cousins, AT's new work? Didn't I ask you to take out the trash? Cigarette smoking, but it's okay, cause the window is cracked. Now dust off that ash. Sound of bones smacking the glass. Checking my body for bullet holes. None, we laugh. So when you dame yourself a griot, motherfucker, kiss my ass.
Okay. I'm sorry, but that shit goes. That goes. Wow. You went off.
Thank
you went
you.
off. That was dope. That explain the, how many apples you gonna eat till you how many apples you gonna eat until you realize they are all rotten.
That's, yeah.
Shit.
I mean, people just tempted, you feel me?
Wow.
They tempted. And how many times are you going to allow yourself to get played
All
before
day.
you realize who you are?
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
How many times are you going to have to learn the same lessons over and
over and
again?
over again.
You feel me?
Seriously. And everything is documented, so watch how you move.
You
And that's
feel me?
facts. People just
I'm
don't
writing
understand.
it for you if you're not documenting.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
writing it for you.
I love all of that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. How long did it take you to write that song? It just comes
About,
to you.
yeah, probably like 5-10 minutes.
It just comes
It
to
just-
you.
Something
That's-
hits. And I be
Yes.
usually it's in the shower.
Yeah.
I be in the shower.
For me too.
And yeah,
Right,
that's
so
that
or right
spark.
when I'm getting ready to go to bed.
Yes, yeah. And you gotta
Yes.
write over, like, write that
run
down.
Over and write that down. Wow.
And that's what, you know, some folks, you know, they using Chat GPT to write bars.
Don't
now,
do
man.
that.
Shit.
Don't do that.
Right, I'm not gonna call you out, but you know who you are.
Oh no.
But
oh no.
oh no.
ChatGPT is a good tool, but not for that.
Not for that. You gotta actually have some like knowledge already before you go use it. You know, like you gotta like have something there.
Wow.
But yeah, you gotta like, yeah, we gotta like get back to like just experiencing being present in life, and then when that spark hits, that's that real creativity. That's that real, you know, that you don't get from just hitting that spark, and then that's where like Boom Shaka Mama came from. I was in the shower and I was like, Boom Shaka Mama, boom, boom Shaka Mama, and then that became everybody's favorite.
I love that song. I love that song. It's crazy that you bring up that song because way before I even met you and even started to do music, me and my daughter were singing that song, just singing like boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. And then when I met you, I was like, what? I was like, that's dope. That's so dope. I was just like, you know, it's just weird how, you know, you visualize or you hear something or you see something and then all of a sudden you're living it. It's just wild how things align.
Man, that's why we got to envision bigger.
Bigger, absolutely.
Right? Think bigger.
Think bigger, healthy bigger though.
Yeah, that's where that like everything like, you know, what I say, our prayers are too small. We got potential in our spells. Everything that you express is the truth the world will tell.
Yes.
Right?
Facts.
Like we got to think. We got to pray for bigger, pray for more. Like every day that I pray that Africa's free.
Yes.
And it will be if enough of us do.
Yes, yes.
It will be.
Yes, prayer is powerful and it works for sure.
Yes,
for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, do you have any upcoming shows, any work you got going on? I know you're going on a show tonight, and this isn't going to air by the time it comes out, but still, that's dope.
Right. Well, then, yeah, slap Hayla's new project, because by the time this comes out, FTIG going to be out. So, hey, shout out Hayla V, my baby cousin.
Yes,
shout out
Hayla
EG
V.
the Beast. Yeah, go rock they project. Yeah, slap this project with Marcus Murray, Yellow Dress. And then I got a project coming out with our band, the Pan-Afrikan.
Yes.
We're working on a live project for y'all, original project for y'all with the band. So we have a few songs recorded, working on that. That'll come out. We have shows at Good Luck Lounge November 9th and November, I forgot something, but we're doing the Earl Sweatshirt show.
Nice.
And Jesse Reyes that Tuesday. So I'll just go, follow follow the Pan-Funk. Give CMB Neighbor Program a follow. You can follow me at, Woman Be Raw. And yeah.
That's
just
what's up.
keep on the lookout. I got stuff's coming.
That's dope.
Stuff's coming out hot. Working on a couple other projects I'm not gonna talk about, but they're big.
I'm ready for them.
They're big.
I'm ready for them. All right, I'm ready for them. Well, all right, like, subscribe, comment. Let us know a little bit. Say something. Drop anything in the comments. All comments are good. Just make sure they're healthy and positive.
And if
please.
not, then you gotta back it up.
Back it up. But just with intention. We want more intention for sure. Absolutely. Check yourself. Check your mental health. Thank you so much.
That's Moses, stupid.